Today I'll be reacting to 5 cloth items I only wore after moving to America. My friends, I really wonder what those items are, but before I go into that, let me ask you for one thing. If you can leave a like, thank you so much. It's the best way to show support. If you can subscribe, well, in that case, forget about it. You make my day. Have that in consideration now. Link for the original video in my description, and let's play it.
It's sort of my way, my little way of becoming American from the waist down.
Wait, what? Oh boy.
Hello, I'm Lawrence and I'm on a quest to uncover all of the memos that Britain and America lost in the pond, and one of those memos pertains to clothes, the things that we wear to stay warm and to also stop our bits and bobs from showing. And
Okay, before we go into this, let me say one thing. I actually have no idea what Lawrence is going to talk about, because American and European style, in terms of fashion, clothes, is kind of like the same thing, right? I'm really curious, actually. Let's continue.
since moving to the United States, it's very much become part of my awareness that people in the United States dress differently to how I would have done back home, and certainly how all of my friends and family do. Some of those don't even wear clothes. I'm lying. We're very shy about that. That's the French. We're going to Paris in the summer, so I'll be sure not to pack anything. But in the United Kingdom, of course, all we wear is tweed and top hats. That's a stereotype. We don't actually do that. We wear regular clothes. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's if you see British people on television, then their clothes are probably indicative of the kinds of things we actually do wear in the UK. Sure. Unless you're the Doctor, nobody dresses quite like her. But she's from Gallifrey, so it doesn't really count. Anyway, American clothes are very slightly different. Some clothing differences here are governed by sports, or the way you sleep, or just how you navigate weather. And so without further ado, as spring is upon us, here are 5 clothing items I only wore after moving to the United States.
What?
Oh yes, look at the
baseball cap. Oh, but okay. Actually, I feel like this is quite more popular in America than it is here in Portugal, and I feel like in Europe in general. It's something that I actually feel like it looks really cool in a lot of men. Personally, I think it looks... My head is not the best. Oh, okay, that sounded really bad, actually. What I meant to say is, does not look the best in my head. You don't believe me? You probably believe me, but I will show you. Give me a second. Are you ready, my friends? Okay, sorry. It's not that bad. I mean, yeah, it's kind of bad. Actually, you know what? We have to face our fears. Let's continue.
This. I look like a truck driver.
By the way, any people, I will run it back. Any people from New York watching, showing some love to you, my friends.
Oh yes, look at this. I look like a truck driver from a 1980s movie, or a baseball player, because that's what this is. It's a baseball cap. And because we don't have the game of baseball in the UK, these aren't as popular over there, and I never wore one. That's a lie, I did.
Wait a second. Do you guys think people connect this with baseball at this point? I know this is baseball cap, but I feel like this is, at this point, is a bit... bigger than that expression, you know what I mean? This is just a cap in my book. I really believe that. Actually, I was watching a video the other day that someone said that in Texas, you see more of this than you actually see cowboyettes. Is that true, my friends? Because that shocks me. Not gonna lie. I mean, makes sense, but I love the cowboyettes.
Did once wear that Lightwater Valley hat. It was big, orange and bright, but I was a child. It was to help locate me if I got lost and to look cool. I didn't ever achieve that, unfortunately. I had a tie-dye t-shirt. I think all children aged 12 did in the 90s. But this baseball cap has quite a lot of meaning to me. Firstly, it's a St. Patrick's Day baseball cap that I purchased, I think, last year or the year before. But also, of course, it's Chicago-based. And the reason that this is personal for me is that...
Actually, another random pause, I know. Fun fact, Chicago is one of my top cities in terms of viewers watching this channel. So I love my Chicago viewers. Oh, yeah.
I moved to Chicago just before the Cubs won the World Series, and I was actually in Wrigleyville the night it happened.
What?
And it was crazy and meant I didn't have a baseball cap then. I needed to stay neutral in case there were any opposition fans in and around, although they would have been beaten to death. I'm not saying that baseball fans are murderous. I know what it's like when people have had beers at a sporting event of that magnitude. Anyway, baseball caps are something that I've come to wear if I'm going casual and it's the summer months or the spring months and the sun is out and, otherwise shining in my eyes, although that doesn't typically happen here in Chicago, where there's lots of cloud cover, and in that respect it is a lot like England, and in that respect only. Something.
Wait, very little sun in Chicago, my friends? Since I have a lot of viewers from Chicago, I want to know that for sure. I thought Chicago was crazy hot. I mean, one thing does not... Okay, could still be crazy hot, right? But I thought Chicago was a very shiny place for some reason.
Thing that I wouldn't wear in the summer months is our next entry. It's also something that I never wore in England.
Flannel shirt. Oh, no, that's a bit outdated, I would say, my friends. My dad, yeah, a lot of those. Me, I feel like I have one. Okay, I should not be talking bad about this because I believe I have one, actually. And I kind of like it.
Yes, now look at me. I definitely look like that sort of stereotypical truck driver from an 80s film.
You know what? Give me a second. Yeah, let's continue, my friends. I'm feeling very American.
My name.
To be honest, it's cool, right? The baseball hat. I don't think again. I don't look that well with this, but I like this. Do you guys like it also?
Name is probably Gus or something like that. But this plan.
Actually, let's run it back because this is important.
Yes, now look at me. I definitely look like that sort of stereotypical truck driver from an 80s film. My name is probably Gus or something like that. But this plaid or flannel shirt is something that I took to wearing one Christmas when a family member bought it for me, and I didn't have the heart to say no. I wish I had, but it was good in those winter.
Okay, my wife gave me this, and I know, but jokes aside, I love this.
Months, when you didn't really care what anyone thought of you because they all look ridiculous too, and it kept you warm. It does that. I mean, under these hot lights, I'm absolutely sweating right now, but I'll continue because I'm a pro. And
now that since Lawrence talked about that, I have to admit it's kind of hot.
It's not really the kind of shirt that's popular in Britain, mainly because we don't have cowboys. But Amy Pond did wear one in Doctor Who. There's another Doctor Who reference. What's going on? Is it? I'm just trying to be in
Okay, I have to pause it. Doctor Who, I never saw that show. Is that a good show?
vogue, I think, with the trending terms right now. Just for the record, she wasn't wearing one the day I met her, and yes, I've heard the Lost in the Pond jokes before. And so, this is still the time of year you might wear them. You could even be wearing them going into spring, but certainly wouldn't recommend wearing them much beyond then, especially because, as I've established before, it gets very hot and humid in the Midwest. And because of that, I also wouldn't wear our next entry beyond winter.
What? Pijamas? Pajamas? What the hell is that word? The first is correct, right? Pijamas? Pajamas? That sounds weird. I like my pajamas.
Okay, I'll be honest with you. Growing up in the United Kingdom, I did wear pajamas.
Okay, of course I'm not gonna, pick my pajamas now. Okay, just want to make that clear. That would be really weird.
When I was a child, because I perceived it as something thereafter that only children did. And so I got out of it and started sleeping in my boxers. Until that became too much and I started sleeping like a French person sunbathes. But, and this probably lends itself to the fact that we live in the coldest place in the entire universe, and the fact that my wife's family always buy pajamas for everybody at Christmas, every single year. It's getting embarrassing now. I've got about 12 pairs in that closet. And so I'm just going to give you a quick sample of what I wear these days. It's these perfect Star Wars pants, just pajama type things. And they're kind of made of similar material, so it is.
Man, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Oh, come on, that's cool. I like that. Mine are very basic, actually.
Is sometimes too warm in that room where we sometimes have to close the door because the cat will come in and scratch us otherwise and the heat just cranks up. Anyway, you didn't need to hear that. This is too much. I mean, it's good when you're being lazy and you just want to walk around in your house in this. You know, you don't have to be naked, and which is particularly good when you got people round. Much better to have people hang out than you. But never mind. And just a little word on the spelling of pajamas. Of course, in Britain we spell it Pyjamas, whereas in America it's Pajamas. I frankly don't.
Okay, I had no idea about that. Well, potato, right?
Don't care which spelling it is, although I did write an article about this very difference many years ago. If you would like to look into the etymology of that word, the link is below. Now, sometimes if the stars align and the cat is being well behaved and we can leave the door open, it gets a bit chilly in there and I get cold feet. Not in the metaphorical sense, but in the literal sense.
Winter socks? What?
Of course we wear socks in the United Kingdom. I mean, who doesn't wear socks? Except the French, perpetually naked. But here, I've taken to wearing not just socks, but extra thick socks, and particularly, of course, during the winter, something that I've talked about before. I didn't think I'd need them. I didn't think I'd ever need anything quite as thick as this, but they're about that thick. They are nice, I will say that. And sometimes they're good to wear beyond the winter, like in the springtime, right? I'll wear them.
I mean, they are really that thick? They seem normal to me.
I'll wear them in the house.
Maybe not. Oh, okay. They are really... Okay, they are made for the winter. I can see it. Yeah, take a look at that. Yeah, no,
especially
never
when the
mind.
floor hasn't been cleaned and I'm too lazy to do that.
You guys like those in the Midwest? Because the Midwest gets really cold. Is that the reason? Makes sense.
It's a nice substitute for slippers, although I do have those. I've always had slippers. But in my drawer at any one time, I do have the odd, sometimes very odd, pair of socks, and these are literally odd. Not sure what happened with those. Sometimes that will happen, though, in my life. It's just the way I roll. But so long as they keep my feet warm, who cares if they match? No one's going to see them because you're wearing those big, hefty boots that I wear in winter. Incidentally, if you are wondering why those winter boots and the big winter jacket haven't made this list, it's because I've covered them before. I don't want to tread old ground. That was a joke about footwear. Besides...
That went over my head. My friends... let me say one thing. I feel like I'm a different person today. I'm seeing myself and I feel like I look like an American. Am I crazy? No, André, you look like a Russian. Damn it. Okay.
We're moving away from winter. Spring is almost upon us. I mean, it is in March, technically, although I live in Chicago. So let's finish now on an item of clothing I not only wear in the winter, but when the flowers are blooming.
Okay, before we go into the last one, André, you paused 1 million times, but I have a reason. The other day, no, this is old, I already did this trick. There is some new viewers. The other day, I forgot to tell you guys one thing. André, what? I love you all. That's it.
It's not a Hawaiian shirt. Yes, jeans, but not just any pair of jeans. Old Navy jeans. I did wrestle with the idea.
Those are normal jeans, no?
Of including my H&M pair of jeans in this very list, but there are two reasons that I didn't. Firstly, we have H&M in the UK. Secondly, and no offence, but H&M clothes tend to fall to pieces. If I could think of an appropriate phrase here, it might be what my British compatriots refer to as absolutely pants. So, I've just realised that's literally true here. It sort of goes with the territory. But Old Navy jeans, and I'm not getting paid to say this, so don't get that idea in your head. Old Navy jeans are way better, far more durable, and they keep me warm during the... Sometimes I don't even have to double up. There are some pairs of trousers under which I will wear my cycling pants, which are very tight, especially around the legs. And you don't want to see me in those on a French beach or otherwise. And, you know, unlike the H&M jeans, Old Navy, very much an American company, San Francisco born, and is not really known in the United Kingdom. You will not find Old Navy stores out there. So it's sort of my go-to. It's sort of my way, my little way of becoming American from the waist down. That's it for this episode. Thank you for tuning in. Okay, I had no idea about that. Okay, this video was fantastic, right? Know in the comments below if you're wearing clothes, or specifically what they are. That's the more important
I'm
bit.
kinda
And
like
if
you
you would
now.
like to keep up with me on a day-to-day basis and find out more little factoids about Britain versus America, follow me on Twitter at LostInThePondUS. And if you want to get a more visual update on those things, you could just subscribe. That's
Hey,
the
do
easiest
it for
way.
me also, my
Click
friends.
my little face or whatever it is you need to do to subscribe to me, and that would be great. Big shout out to all my patrons. You have made this channel amazing, basically. You've paid for everything, and I really
Okay. Give him all the support. Lawrence is great. But I think it's enough for today because this video was crazy. I mean, yeah, the baseball cap. I'm not sure if I agree with the argument that the reason there is more baseball caps in America is because of baseball. Because I really believe this is an item that is bigger than baseball at this point. But overall, I thought this was pretty great. Yeah, pajamas. Thank you so much for watching this with me, my friends. Today is, and it's not André, it's André from Minnesota. And that's it, my friends. I hope you had fun with me on this one. Is always my main goal. If I made you laugh, that, trust me, means the world to me. But before we go, let me say one thing. I actually have a bunch of other social media, Instagram, Facebook, even TikTok. Please feel free to follow me there. I leave the links below. You don't have to do it, but if you do it, I appreciate you quite a lot. That's it. See you guys in the next one.